Hello, my name's Billy Diamond. I'm going to show you how to take a 5 by 7 foot pull-up banner, and I'm going to actually show you how you can change it for any theme at any time, keeping the same hardware but using a different backdrop. Let's get started right now. So you probably noticed on the bottom of your banner box, and you've wondered what it is for. It's this little key right here. That's what's going to allow you to change out your banner. Now, let me also point out that this little key, we're gonna actually affix it in once we pull this out like a roller blind. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Now, let me also mention to you that it is much easier if you have an extra person to help you with this project, just because they can hold the end of this and pull it out for you. In my situation, I'm going to show you how to do this solo, because not every situation you get in, you're going to be able to have somebody help you. So I'm doing it in one of the worst situations possible, and it's on a slick floor. Carpet is better because it won't drag out as much, but it'll also keep your banner nice and clean as well. Not that this won't, but you'll find that carpet will work just a little bit easier and a lot cleaner, things like that. So at any rate, so I told you the key is here, but when we do this, the hole that we need to hit is on the very opposite side. Now, I'm not sure on the hardware why they put it on opposite sides. I have no idea. But basically, we're going to take our key. I'm just going to drop the key for a moment right there. We'll come back to it. And the way we're going to start, let me just flip this end for end, just like that, so that our banner is face up. Okay? Now, what I find is the easiest thing to do, I'm just going to kind of slide over on the floor here and do what I got to do. What I do is I just put a knee on the actual box. You don't want to put a lot of weight on that box. You will crush it. It is aluminum, so be careful not to crush it. And one of the first things you're going to do is just pull it out a little bit. And then what I have here to help me out, since I don't have an extra person, is I have this old towel. And I'm just going to put a towel on here just because of the fact that I don't want to ruin the banner with these sandbags. So I'm just going to put about, I don't know, 24 or 30 pounds on there, I think. And all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to simply walk this back. So the sandbags are going to act as my actual extra person. So as you can see, we get it to this point. And this is where it gets a little tricky, or can get tricky. Let me find my key over here. Okay. I'm going to pull this out, and usually what I do here, again, I put my knee on this just to kind of help support everything, and then we're going to take, and this is, I'm going to grab here, I'm going to start my key, and my key won't fit. You have to find the hole, and there it is, just like that. I found that already. So what this is completely Velcro compatible, and all you're going to do, pretty self-explanatory, I believe, is now you have this particular banner for a use, and you have this that you can use for a whole separate banner. Now, the great thing about my banners is also this particular one is not, but this could actually, if you wanted it to be, it could actually be double-sided printed. So that gives you the options. If you're doing one theme show at one place, you could use this backdrop. At another place, you flip it the other way, and you have another backdrop. So you're two backdrops in one with hardware that you maintain and have all the time. So there's not buying any extra hardware. You're buying the vinyl. When it comes to you, you also get it Velcro compatible with your particular banner. So say this is our new banner. Here again, I know this might be overkill, but I just want to show you one more time. I usually flip the box upside down, so your legs are face up, just like this. Okay, and we're just going to kind of guide this along. Of course, we're a little, let's do it this way. And usually what I do, you do want to try to get it as square as you can. Don't worry if you have a little bit left on the edges. That's okay. But one of the things you do want to do is kind of press across there to make sure your Velcro is very firm and that your banner is actually holding. That's going to be really important, because now that we're ready to pull this pin out, it wants to go inside.
okay? Now, let's see if we can do this successfully. Again, I'm just going to put my knee on here just to hold it. You know, take the pin. We'll set it aside. We'll get back to that. Don't forget your pin. Don't forget at the very end of this to put your pin back in, okay? So at first it wants to catch just a little bit, but then all we're going to do, go right back to where we started, and that is just get rid of our sandbags or thank our extra helper. And what do you know? We're right back to where we started from. Let's grab our pin and put it in here. Boy, I got my floor exercise workout for the day, but make sure that's snapped in there really good. What do you do if you lose the pin? An 8-penny finishing nail will work fine as well. So there you have it.
Okay, one of the other things about changing your banner box, if yours does not come with a strip across the top already, you're going to want to replace this once you have your banner out of the box, okay? The easiest and best way to do that is you just take these little plastic clips that are on each end and pull them off. Now, in some scenarios, I've glued these in the past. Just pry them off with a little screwdriver. You're going to need a little screwdriver like this anyway. Now, I also want to point out that there's a little groove right here along the top. And basically, the way this works is it just sandwiches your banner. So it acts like a tension clamp. That's what it does. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm just going to start at the end and simply, and it really doesn't take much at all, you're just going to kind of pry it open. And you'll see it doesn't take much at all. I can even get my thumb in there and pretty much go the rest of the way off. And it's that easy. So the tension clamp, okay? Now, one of the easy mistakes to make is to take and turn this around this way and then try to clamp it. That's not correct, okay? So you'll see that there are arrows pointing in the same direction that your banner goes, okay? So you always want these facing up, okay? So facing up. And then the easiest thing to do, sometimes I will put a piece of masking tape on here, and that just simply holds it. I've done enough of these that let's see if I can do it on camera. So to fish it back on might be a little trickier. Let's find out. I'm just going to kind of get it started there. Let's see what we get. Yeah, not quite as easy as it looks, huh? But we're in. And then another good reason for taping this, in fact, hold that because I'm going to just walk off set, grab my tape, and I'll be right back. The tape is actually very helpful because what it's going to do is when you're ready to clamp this down, it's going to keep it from pushing back and trying to buckle. Okay, so it does make it nice that way. So you're going to get it all centered up where it needs to be, push this in until it won't go any further. And usually what I do is I start in the middle, don't press all the way. Then I go here, and I go here, and here, and here. And then I just go right across, just like so. Okay? If you have this gap, it's not closed. The tension isn't right. So you want to make sure that you have the tension. It's okay to tap it like that. You don't want to use a hammer. Only use your hands. When it's right, you'll know it's right because that gap will be completely closed. We have a little bit of a gap there. Not a big deal. It's not going to come out, but just to be safe, we'll hit that there, okay? Yep, just a couple more times just like that. And then we're going to replace our caps. If I can see what I'm doing here. Got the wrong cap on the wrong side. Well, it helps if we know which one goes where now, doesn't it? Yep, there's that one. And sometimes I'll glue these just because it's really easy to lose them for a traveling show. And these little edges are kind of sharp, so you want to make sure that you do have these. Not a deal breaker if you don't have it, but it'll definitely save you some cuts in the long run for sure. Peel your tape back off. And once again, you'll notice that I have my you'll also notice again that I have my little spring here. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to put my knee on the back just like before. Again, no pressure, just enough to hold it so it doesn't flip over.
I'm going to pull up until I can feel the pin release, and it did. And we have it. And you, my friend, just replaced your banner.